you can all understand my stuff. Um, Imagine that you only have one day off from the school, and now you have a ticket from Disneyland and another ticket from a fancy five-star hotel from Vegas. And which one would you like to go? And now I'll tell you that you can go to Vegas from LA just in 45 minutes. And now what is your decision?
Vegas.
Take all.
Guess what? Traveling from LA to Vegas in such a short time is not a dream anymore. And it will be a reality in the next 10 future years. And what on earth can make it possible? Superconductor. I have a bachelor degree of applied physics, and in my last year of college, I studied superconductor, and I did a lot of research about it. And I was always amazed by its technology. And in the near future, I believe that superconductor will be the main technology leading the whole society's progress. Therefore, it is really important for us to know its functions and how it will affect our lives. And today I'm going to give just a brief introduction of superconductor technology, and I'm going to introduce two applications. As you can see these words, we can divide it into two parts, super and conductor. And before we move on to superconductor, I'm gonna introduce a little bit basic knowledge about conductor. So as you can see, this is the laptop we usually use. If we connect the adapter to our computer and to the outlet, the electricity, the flow of electricity just go this way. So you can turn on your computer, make your computer power on, right? And for the adapter, and we can say for all the things in the world, there is some resistance. Resistance is something to block the electricity. So the electricity cannot go 100%, maybe just to 20 or 30% can go. And the degree of the resistance depends on the things we use. For example, metal has a small resistance, so it can transmit electricity in a more efficient way. But plastic, it totally blocks the electricity. That is why the cover of the adapter is made of plastic. That is for safety reason. So when we touch it, we're gonna be safe. But inside, it is copper, so it can transmit the electricity. And there is, because of the resistance, there is some energy loss. And how we can feel it? I think all of us have the experience that if we turn on our computer for a long time, this part, what's going, it's become warm. And that is a form of the energy loss. So the heat is transmitted out. And so now let's move on to superconductor. Superconductor is discovered by this scientist. He's from Austria. And in 1911, when he found superconductor, he found it by mistake actually. He found that in very low temperature, just like this one, he found that the resistance of Hg is a kind of metal. The resistance just becomes zero. So what does it mean?
More mercury.
Yeah. It means that we can get permanent current. The energy loss is zero. So we don't lose energy at all. So that means if we put a current in a circle cable, it will go and go forever. And how long is permanent current? It can be 100 billion to 10 billion years. Yeah, it just go and go and go forever. And can you imagine what 10 billion years is? Okay, the sun and the earth, until now, it is only 4.5 billion years old. So it doubled and almost twice. So for human beings, it just means forever for us. So can you imagine that? So what can we use of this technology? We can use for global electrical transmission. That means we don't have to build any power plant. So we don't have to worry about any safety problem about nuclear power plant. We don't have to worry about the waste of energy. We just build the power plant like from natural energy, like wind. We just build it in all of the world and connect the superconductor cable, buried it underground, and it can go all over the world. This is the image in the future. So you can see it really benefit us in a wonderful way. Another character of superconductor is Meissner effect. This is a little bit difficult. Let me explain it. So for the object, this is the object. You can imagine it anything, table or something. For all the object, you all know magnet, right? So when the magnet approach the object, actually there is some invisible magnet line. It can go through all the things. But for superconductor, because of its special character, it just blocks the magnet line. So what will happen? Here, there's force. That means superconductor can block the thing. So when the magnet approach, it cannot approach. There's some distance. So what can we use for
Magnet.
of that? Just like this. This is the magnet, and this is the superconductor. Because the magnet line won't go through, so there's some force
It's
to lift it
floating?
up. Yeah, it's floating. And this is only a tiny one. Let me show you a bigger one. This one. So the total weight of this person, this is a Japanese small, is about 200 kilogram. Actually, it's 142, this person, but there's some things that to lift him up, it is 200 kilogram. And here, there's nothing, it's just air. So the person and the metal just float in the air. Yeah. And maybe you think, so what can we do for this? Actually, we can use for linear motor car. So you can see the train just float. It's not in running, it's static now. But when it run, the car just float in the air. And because it's float in the air, the speed will be very fast.
No frictions.
Yeah, no frictions, very, very fast. And the speed can reach to 581 kilometers. Meaning that is what I said in the introduction. You can get to Vegas from LA in just 45 minutes. It's pretty fast, and actually it is already applied in some cities like Shanghai, and also in France, and also in Japan, but not for public. It's still in the experimental progress. And so as you can see now, superconductor technology will bring enormous benefits to our society and our life. And I believe in the future, this technology will play the leading part of the whole society's progress and how it will work for us, as it did in. Yeah, as it did in the presentation, we can apply superconductor technology in electrical power transmission for global transmission, and we also can use that technology for high-speed transportation. And this is the fastest railway in the world now. And although this technology has not received much publicity yet, believe me, I promise none of you is gonna live without it. Thank you.